After making his run for president official, Governor Steve Bullock now on the ground running in Iowa.
Governor Bullock now faced with the challenge of trying to make his name known in a state whose early caucus could help propel an underdog into a contender.
Governor Bullock making his first pitch for president at a brewery in Des Moines tonight, where he was introduced by the state's attorney general, who also gave Bullock his endorsement.
Governor Bullock is one of nearly 24 Democrats seeking the party's 2020 presidential nomination. About 150 people showed up for tonight's event, including those who tell us they'd been contacted by the Bullock campaign and are shopping around for the best candidate who can beat President Donald Trump.
Bullock talked about his opposition to dark money and the need to give people a fair economic shake, but he got one of his loudest cheers of the night, talking about the ultimate goal for the Democratic Party in 2020.
We are here for a unifying reason. For the sake of our country, for the sake of our country's standing in the world, and for the sake of the nation that we hand off to that next generation, we're here to make sure that Donald Trump does not get reelected again.
Starting tomorrow, Bullock heads out for a 7-city tour in eastern Iowa, where he'll meet with potential voters at small local events.
Well, MTN chief political reporter Mike Dennison is in Iowa this week. Tonight, he shows us how the state occupies a unique place in helping America pick the next president.
Hey, how's everybody doing? Since the first of this year, Democratic presidential candidates have held more than 400 individual appearances in the state. And the reason they're flooding the state? The Iowa caucuses next February, the first state presidential nominating contest in the country for 2020. But as one of Iowa's top political reporters explains, a caucus is an unusual process that requires some local knowledge and strategy.
This is a caucus, it's not a primary, it's very different. So organizing matters a ton. Having staff on the ground who knows this process matters. So that's going to be really important for someone like Governor Bullock.
Caucus voters show up and declare their allegiance in person next February, and organizers must know how to manage several rounds of voting during the process that evening. Bullock has some of that organization. He has staff on the ground, and he's already visited the state several times. And on Thursday, he got the endorsement of Iowa Democratic Attorney General Tom Miller.
Tom Miller was known for endorsing Barack Obama really early. That gave him a lot of credibility in this state, kind of gave him a foothold here before people really knew who he was. To have him being kind of his Sherpa across Iowa really matters.
Fannin Steele of the Register says the caucus is an opportunity for lesser-known candidates to do well, especially if they specialize in meeting voters one-on-one in smaller groups, like the itinerary that Bullock is embarking on this week through eastern Iowa.
This is the fight of our time. It's been the fight of my career.
We talked to several Bullock supporters in Iowa who echoed this strategy, saying Bullock has been effective pitching himself as a uniting force in a divided country. Reporting from Des Moines, Iowa, Mike Dennison, MTN News.
Thanks, Mike. And Mike will continue on the Bullock campaign trail through Saturday.